Net connection.
No, because somebody, of course, who's a user over here from the younger generation, the Gen Z, of course, the fact that you can speak volumes to this technology, it means it's effective.
Yes,
It's
and aside
reliable.
from that, it's also budget friendly. I'd love to emphasize that.
When I heard the 790, right? I was like, what?
It's wow, fine talaga siya.
It was really wow. Abe has something to add to this.
Ultimately, kanina tinanong mo sa akin, parang, what are the potential? Ultimately, let's do away with IoT. Not everybody's very familiar. Let's do away with high speed. Because ultimately, it's all about democratizing 5G. Being able to afford unlimited 5G connection. And 5G RedCap is enabling that. Kasi nga, mahal ang true 5G eh. The equipments are expensive, the network is expensive, but by riding on the back of the network and using this very affordable technology, mali mo baka next year 490 na lang yung
May OT.
And then,
Inahan ko na, no?
also, we're gonna climb up the global scene. Because right now, the Philippines, like I mentioned earlier, no?
Yes.
Medyo sa baba pa tayo eh.
Mababa pa tayo
And
dun
Dito
sa
is one of the ones driving talaga through 5G. And that should move up. Like what we did before, when Dito entered as well, tumaas yung average speed ng internet speed in the Philippines. So everyone's really like putting their best game on, and we love it because it's for the benefit of the country. Yeah.
See, this is also why, me and Abe have worked together so many times. This is why I like also working with you. Because you bring up some of these questions with sometimes that, should I ask or am I afraid to ask some of these questions as well? Because you're the expert here. But, speaking of somebody who's an expert in the use of all of this, I want to go back to Joey, of course, because this is something because you raised a very good point about being able to even just, during the pandemic, as you mentioned, being able to have that Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi connection with you wherever you go. It's definitely a game changer for all of this, yes?
Yeah, actually nowadays, though, it's very exhausting for adults. Kasi parang you're not just doing one thing. Unlike when we were growing up, no, you're working, that's it. I remember when we would have out-of-town work, no? You don't need to bring your laptop, because back then it's pretty much like a junket, but then now you have to bring your work everywhere. So it's very important na talagang you're always connected and you have that reliable connection. So we're always multitasking. And I guess it works really well with the Wi-Fi kasi it really allows you to multitask everywhere. Like me, I'm parenting 24/7, but I also have a community to run. And it's hard to run a Facebook community kasi you really have to manage people fighting, you have to always... Whenever I sleep at night and when I wake up in the morning, there are so many reports because you can't control people, especially on social media. So I have to always be on. And sometimes when the signal's down and someone's fighting, you worry of being flagged down by Facebook. All those things though, and to have a reliable connection is very important.
No, because I saw a bunch of people nodding your heads as well as our panel over here. So just, we're gonna wrap this part up and lead, of course, to our open floor for people to ask questions. But before we get to that, just show of hands, who here has at least 3 social media platforms? Whether it is a website, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, at least 3. Yung mga iba dito, okay, nahiya pa kayo? Be proud if you're on the platforms. I would probably say 5 at least. Usually 4-5 yan, whether it's a website or what. So you want to see something over here, Jimmy?
Friendster, Multiply.
Wow. Wow. Oy, dami nag-react na. Friendster, Multiply, of course.
Testy.
Oh my gosh, sorry.
Technically, prehistoric.
That was in Jurassic times before your time. But before we open the floor, of course, I do want to bring it back to Jasper one more time. I believe do you care to, of course, tell them about whether it is the price, the Mbps, how limited it is?
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier, but I just really want to emphasize it. No? That's 100 Mbps for this RedCap technology. 100 Mbps, only 5G, legit, real talk, only 5G. And then you got 50 gig of 4G data, which is included in the package. No? And it's only at 1990 the starter kit. Okay, so I think powered by, again, the true 5G and the SA and the RedCap technology, I think it's a perfect storm to actually storm through the gates in the 5G genre. Okay, so yun lang. Yeah.
There's so many quotable quotes here on stage. So the media is definitely, and of course our partners, our KOLs who are here, are definitely going to have a field day with everything that they can use for writing. But now, of course, it is your turn. We open the floor. So if anybody has questions, please raise your hand. We will bring a microphone to you. And of course, we have a couple of questions here for our panel audience as well. So yeah, feel free to go ahead and ask. Maybe give a microphone.
Quick question to our tech experts.
Yes.
We've already discussed red cap. It sounds negative siguro sa mga, pardon the term, mga normies. It sounds negative. But looking at it, paano nyo pinaliwanag? Now, let's say, how sustainable is this technology moving forward since this is the new kid on the block? So this is relatively new to 5G technology. How do you see the future of this technology moving forward?
Relatively new because it's never been introduced to commercially. But it has been used in industrial manufacturing, all of those. The biggest benefit talaga for me when we saw this a couple of years earlier introduced by Huawei because of their 5G CPAs and 5G cell towers, all that. It's because it's actually part of the 5G family in a way. It's just that it's untapped because only a very select few sectors use it. But now that Dito has braved, kumbaga, kasi in a way, reduced the speed, di ba? It's 100 Mbps lang. Baka magsabi ang tao dyan, ay 100 Mbps lang, parang hindi yan 5G ah. But ultimately, it's about, ano ba yung need mo? Right? If 100 Mbps, katulad kay, kay Cleo, pwede na yun kasi siya lang mag-isa sa apartment niya, sa condo niya. Pwede na yun. Ultimately, it's about being able, 5G being able to reach each and every household in the Philippines at 790 and hopefully at 490.
We'll get the answer. We'll hold you. We'll quote that. There's so many cameras recording the 490.
So you're correct. It's a new technology because it's only added by in the 3GPP in 2022. So bago talaga siya. Pero if you will run IoT and wearable in full 5G specs, you will just have lower or shorter battery life. You will have mas mahal mas complex yung design mo. And of course, your network will be inefficient because of that. So kaya this is the future. Lahat ng mga hindi kailangan ng full 5G specs dito dadaan. And technology can recognize if you're adding IoT or if you're connecting smartwatch to it. At hindi na madidecongest yung full network. So, ito yung future natin.
Well, hopefully, of course, that answers the question very well. And I'm sure all of the gentlemen, of course, lady here are accessible to all of you. But we do have time for a couple of more questions, I believe. So, over here, I guess, there we go.
Hi, good afternoon. I am Den from Geek Mode Media. And my question is for Joey. So, pakilala lang ako kay Joey. Share ko lang, no? Not only am I a Gen Alpha like Clea, but I am also... Natatawa si Awen.
Napakiti nga dito bigla eh.
Nakabutang nito sa college eh.
Upper batch man ko si Awen, by the way.
So as we said,
ba?
covered all age groups po dito sa taas. So walang taas.
Oh, well done, man. So I'm also a dad. And I'm curious to know dun sa group nyo with the Dad Buds. Dad Bud PH. Galing ng name, no? But ano yung mga issues or problems na na-encounter ng fellow dads and moms in the community? And how does Dito Home Wi-Fi address these challenges? Like yung na-mention mo kanina, pag walang ano yun? Pag walang YouTube, Ryan's World.
Yeah, pag walang Ryan's World.
Isa ba yun dun sa mga kayang i-address ng Dito Home Wi-Fi?
Well, I guess one of the biggest issues sa dad community, no, and I guess for parenting in general, a lot of dads are really trying to find additional income. let's face it, no, it's a tough world. People are, unlike moms, no, maraming mga moms na kagaya ni Cleo na may maraming racket. Like a female, like a girl.
She's a no. We have to add that because she is a mom in a way because she employs like so many people.
So a lot of dads are looking for ways, no, to actually do business at home. And I think having a product like this where it really allows you to really have that reliable internet at home. One of the biggest questions sa community ko is how do you become a VA? For a while I was wondering, no, ano ba yung VA? Then I had to research about it. The virtual assistant industry is growing really big. And a lot of dads would rather stay home now. So parang for me, if there's a product like this that would help them transition to that life, no, to spend more time with their kids, to actually be there while their children are growing up. And ang galing, di ba? We're really sticking true to the promise of home. Kasi ang ganda na nga ng pangalan, di ba? Dito home. Tapos wala yung tatay sa bahay. For me, personally, my advocacy is really to help more and more dads to find more time to be at home. And kung magkakaroon ng chance to do small businesses or a racket or an opportunity to find work, no, like and with the support of our reliable internet, then perfect. That would be a great solution for a big problem. Mas marami tayong masasolve na problema pag umuwi yung tatay sa bahay.
That whole speech has to be for the pillar of what a dad should be. And what a dad is. Sorry, patingin lang ako. Can we get a round of applause, please? The priority is being a father, especially in a great one at that. So, wow, sorry, that's a fantastic answer. I think we have time for about one or two more questions. Hey, over here, yes?
Good afternoon, I'm L.A. Villagonzalo from Daily Tribune Tech. My question is, just a segue. I remember back in 2006, we had video conferencing solutions, Polycom. One quad BRI or one E1 was 50,000 pesos per month. Ganun siya kamahal. So ngayon, it's like Dito has opened the Pandora's box. How would you, are you threatened by the competitors Globe and Smart giving you a good price point and a high speed? Do you think you can match what they can do?
Let me take that. As I mentioned earlier, no, this red cap is only applicable to SA standalone technology, 5G. And we are the only telco in the Philippines with SA technology. So they can't actually use red cap right now. Okay, so Dito is the only one which can bring you red cap technology. And with a price to boot, no? With a true 5G, like I mentioned. So we have been leading the 5G space. When we launched as a company, we're really built on 5G. We don't have any legacy. We don't have 2G, 3G. We are built and betting on the future actually. And to some, when you're starting out, it's a bit of a disadvantage because majority are still, transitioning. But we believe in the future, we can really accelerate the growth path of the Philippines digitally. That's how big a faith we have, and how much we're putting in the game. We believe, 5G is the future. We can make it really accessible at this point in time. And this is the first step, just a first step for us to capitalize on that. And we're really proud and thrilled that we're the first one introducing it into the Philippines. In the world pala. First in the world, yeah, for home application of RedCap.
Okay, just to, I'm familiar with the launch of Dito because we were there during the Kapihan.
Yes, sir. Yes, thank you, sir.
No question, how do you manage all of this? Does the router, the owner has visibility in the protocols or in the gadgets that run in the home? Will they be able to control it?
Yeah, you can answer if you want, sir. If you were tech-based.
It's no different from any other home Wi-Fi router, whether it's backed by fiber or backed by 5G or 4G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you need an app. If you want to monitor all the
Yeah.
gadgets connected, then depends on your router as well. There's a specific app for that, and you can monitor all of the devices connecting to it.
Your home devices are agnostic naman. They would not know kung RedCap ang ginagamit.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Wi-Fi naman yung network mo.
Yes, correct.
So hopefully, of course, that does answer your question as well. And I like the fact we have insightful questions here. But I'd be going down to our last question, which was, I think, seated to me here as well. I think it is 4, or we have one more in the audience. I think somebody gave me a question from the media earlier. Do we have one last from the audience? Otherwise, we can proceed to one more over here.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Ika Ika from Team Pichang. So I really like where this discussion is going, especially since I'm also a mom and I also, well, aside from content creation, I also work in the BPO industry. And well, the pandemic really, changed the landscape and allowed for a lot of people to work from home. So, and I'm fortunate to be one of them. But I think the concern is because we also have sites in the provinces, like in Iloilo, for example. And I know that there is some concern about like offering more work at home positions or opportunities there because of the internet connection. So will we be seeing Dito going to the provinces anytime soon?
So I guess that's my no, for sure. Our goal is really Dito for all, no? We are going to the places which haven't been tapped, served and unserved, and it's true because we have lit up areas which didn't have internet before. Yeah, and we're known for that, and even our technology guys, and even our technology, the broadband. That's wireless. Wireless is more, you can really deploy that to lots of areas which are inaccessible for fiber. For them to really like dig some, and install some lines, right? So it's a lot more flexible. It's placed to our advantage, and that is for sure one of the key priorities we have, key verticals in our thrust as a company to really serve the unserved, make sure we get internet to the house, to the home, and this time around democratize 5G. So thank you for that question. Yes.
Thank you. We'll be looking forward to it. I'll tell my bosses.
Yes. Can you buy later? I'll remember your name.
I love that segue. I will tell my bosses. That is great. Of course, please give our panelists a round of applause, everybody. Thank you.